I think a lot of people might be surprised that you sort of dared to take Golden Slumbers, the well-known lullaby, and give it a new variation. I enjoyed it very much, but what made you decide to do that? Because the Beatles have never done that before, have they?
No.
Taken another tune or lyrics?
No. Well, I'll tell you, I was just playing the piano in Liverpool, my dad's house, and my sister Ruth's piano book, she was learning piano, and you know those sort of with Do You Ken John Peel?
Yeah.
And Golden Slumbers and your old
Yes,
favourites,
oh, yeah.
was up on the thing, you know, this stand, you know, there's a little book with all those words in it and stuff. So I was just flicking through it and I came to Golden Slumbers, you know. So I just started, because I can't read music, so I didn't know the tune. I can't remember the old tune, you know. So I started just playing my tune to it. And then I liked the words, so I just kept that, you know, and then it fitted with another bit of song I had, which is the verse in between it, so I just made that into a song. It just happened because I was reading her book.
And what about the reference to the Queen? What made you put that on the LP? That's caused a lot of surprises. Very nice, but it was, you know, a lot of people didn't know it was there.
I saw your column in the daily newspaper.
I wish I could have got a hold of you.
That was just, I don't know, you know, I was in Scotland and I was just writing this little tune. You know, I can never tell, like, how tunes come out. I just wrote it as a joke, you know.
Has the Queen or any member of the royal family ever discussed your music with you? Do they ever, when you...
No, the only thing I ever talked, the only time I ever talked to a member of the royal family, really, was with the Queen Mother, when she, on a variety performance thing, and she just said, where are you playing tomorrow night? It wasn't exactly about music. Where are you playing tomorrow night? And I think I said, or one of us said, Slough, and she said, oh, that's just near us.
I understand Princess Anne goes out and buys your records.
Apparently, I know we did autographs once, a couple of years ago. I think they were for Prince Charles and Princess Anne. So,
what do you think of the monarchy today?
I don't really think about it.
I
like that film. You know,
Yeah.
I enjoyed that film, and you know, I don't know. It doesn't interest me one way or the other. You know, I think they're nice people.
Mm.
They seem all right, you know, and they looked. You know, Queen tells a good joke. As she did in that film, you know, they're good.
When you had your MBEs, how did it strike you then? Do you think they've changed very much since those days?
The
Yeah,
family.
the image. Do you think the image is
yeah,
better?
obviously, you know, it's got a bit more of the people. You know, they've got a bit more sort of down to earth. Yeah, when we got the MBEs, you know, I sort of really believed, you know, having been brought up in it, the whole thing of, you know, Her Majesty and all that stuff, you know, which is great. You know, I thought, well, it's a great honour, you know,
yes,
getting an MBE,
course,
obviously.
Yes.
When we went to the palace and lined up with the other 5 million people who were getting it, and then after you've been presented, you know, you sort of go to the other end of the corridor and they give you this little medal. You do sort of think, well, it's not like you imagined it, you know, like in your, you know, I suppose in your dreams you'd have this great sort of, you know, the Queen sits there with a great flowing robes and puts a sword on your shoulder and stuff. Well, you know, in fact, they just give you a medal. And the medal sort of says, thanks from us. Yeah. But apparently Harold Wilson really gives you it. Apparently he decides who gets them. So I don't know, you know.
But you wouldn't do a royal variety show, would you?
The only reason we didn't want to do royal variety shows after a bit is that we did one, and it went down great. And the only reason we didn't really want to do it the next year is that you go and do it again and say it doesn't go down quite as well. Then it's just you're trying to repeat yourself,
yes.
you know, and someone says, well, last year they were sensational with Rattle Your Jewels, and oh, what a great show, you know. This year, no laughs this year, say, or that was the only reason, really. There's no sort of thing about we won't do a royal variety. It's just, you know, it could have been any other show. We wouldn't try and repeat our success, say, at Shea Stadium. You know, if once you reach the peak of a thing, you know, there's no point in doing it twice.
Yes.
Unless you really intend to sort of go on and make that your thing, to keep going on royal varieties. But we felt we'd done it once, and that was enough.
What are the trappings of being Paul McCartney, Beatle, Paul?
Lack of privacy. That's the trapping.
That's the main thing that
yeah, bothers me.
You.
Yeah, sure it does. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, the thing is, I like it when we're working, or when I come to Apple or something. You know, I expect to do autographs and just to perform, in fact, because you have to switch on a bit, But I also love to switch off, like anyone. You come home after a hard day's work and you want to switch off. But sometimes there's still people outside the house, and I sort of say, well, can you leave us alone now? Because like we just had a baby, give us a bit of a chance,
How is the baby?
Sometimes she's fantastic. Yeah, she's beautiful. She's about the best-looking baby you've ever seen. Nicest. Just started on cereal. Took every drop. For all the mothers and fathers listening.
And are we going to have a Mary song?
I don't know.
Soon?
I don't know. We did a song which has the Mary in it, but it's not. It was written before she was born.
I see.
So I mean, I suppose she's already immortalised in song.
Do you plan to have more? Do you want a large family?
Oh yeah, as
Would you
many.
like to have a son?
As many as I don't know. Yeah, I'd like to have anything. I love kids.
Yeah.
They're great. We've got 2 now, which is like instant family.
Yes.
And it's great. It's lovely because I love them both.
Do you feel a different person through marriage? I mean, do you feel sort of mature?
Yeah. Well, I've never had a kid before,
Mm.
so that
Mm.
you can't help but feel different.
In what way?
It takes a bit of time to click.
Yeah.
I mean, it still hasn't really clicked that we've got a new daughter.
Yes.
Takes a bit of time. I feel different, yeah. I don't feel any sort of steadier than I ever felt. I'm waiting for me to settle down. I don't,
Do you find it terribly difficult to choose your friends? Because I would think in your position it must be awfully difficult. The people that probably would be nicer, wouldn't sort of come and say hello to you and get to know you. One feels that you might be getting surrounded by a lot of the wrong people.
Yeah, I think
because
that
they've
happens.
got the cheek to, get
Yeah,
to know you.
That happens,
faster.
but generally the ones who are friends choose themselves, It just seems to happen. You don't sort of go out and say, I'll have you for my friend. You do get a few hangers on, of course, but they fall away.
You've got your eyes open to that sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, they can't stick if they're only hangers on. It's funny, it's like water off a duck's back, they try and get on, but they roll off.
Did you ever have any complexes about this, people wanting to know you?
Not
Because of
really,
what you
No.
represent.
I mean, that wouldn't worry me, I mean, I accept that some people want an autograph. Some people want money, some people want you to do them a favour and stuff. But, there's always that. Okay, we get it magnified, because we're us. But we the Beatles, not the royal we. It gets magnified, but everyone gets that. There's always someone who's got an uncle or something who wants a few bob. But he suddenly becomes the uncle you're not talking to, or the one you're not really friends with.
Yes. What about the image of the Beatles? Now, there's no doubt that the older generation, who have been very for you, a lot of them have sort of started saying things like, "Oh, they're not like they used to be. What are they doing? All this hair and they're not
It's
so
true,
snappily dressed." Does this disturb you?
No.
That you might lose some of your old.
See, the thing is, you grow up. Everyone grows up, and it is always a great pity to see a baby turn into an adult. Because it's always nicer when they're a baby and they go goo-goo and they do everything you want. It's lovely. And in a certain period in our career, we did, we were sort of particularly nice. We had like a very all-round appeal. It wasn't put on, we were more like that, But as we've grown up, you become more individual. And so, like, for instance, if you don't want a press interview, like these days, we don't have to say yes. We're more true to ourselves these days, and it obviously doesn't please some people, but I think you find like a lot of other people like us for it. I tell you what happened. Once in the old days, we used to wear leather jackets. We used to wear leather suits a lot. And we changed. Brian said, "Look, lads, smarten up a bit, get yourselves suits." So we got suits and ties and stuff, and we went on like that. We gained a whole new audience and lost all the people who wanted us in leather. See, so this is happening again, I think it always will happen that, where we'll lose all the people who wanted us to be just 4 nice, clean-cut lads, and who didn't want us to grow beards.
Yes.
And we'll gain all the people who don't care whether we got beards or what, because they're out for us,
Yes.
not for what we look like or how nicely we speak,
Yes.
just They're out for us being truthful to ourselves. That's what they're interested in.